Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max.
Welcome, everyone. We are the Geek Patrol, and our microphones don't have a stun setting. I'm Joe Thorderson, here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Allan Gilbreth, and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. And we want to wish all of you a belated happy Spider-Man Day. August 1st was the day, and I don't really know where the day came from.
It's just the same as Batman Day and all these others.
Corporate
unofficial
money grab.
Well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a corporate money grab as much as it is to recognize something that corporations use to grab your money.
Okay, it sounds like it sounds like the same thing.
All right. Yeah. So when DC, all right. So when DC does their Batman Day, there's all these things going on at the comic shops, and so you got masks and kids showing up to the comic shops in Batman costumes. They have certain Batman comics, to purchase that are usually facsimile editions of old issues just for today's prices, which is insane. I honestly had never heard about Spider-Man Day until this year, but it does have something to do with around the time that, Spider-Man originally was created.
Right.
And the one thing we did get on Spider-Man Day that was kind of awesome was they gave us just the slightest glimpse of the costume that he will be wearing in Spider-Man Brand New Day, which comes out July 31st of next year.
Wait, okay, so are we still in the Tom...
Yes, we're still Tom
universe?
Holland.
Okay,
yep.
All right, and it's... Okay.
Well, he's really young.
The guy hasn't aged.
He can play for a while.
Yeah, he doesn't... And wasn't he a natural gymnast? I mean, he's an actual
I think they dipped
athlete.
him in wax.
I don't know about all that, but I know that one of my favorite pictures of him is actually from Zendaya's Instagram, where she's kind of like, up front and everything, and you see him trying to like touch the bottom of the pool that they're in, and it looks like he's drowning.
Oh.
And someone has responded, it's like, Tom's drowning in the background. She goes, this isn't about him.
Oh. Okay.
So, yeah.
They seem like they're good friends, too. So
there's still a couple, dude.
Oh,
They've
I
been
don't
together
follow that.
They
Okay,
own
I don't
houses together.
Well, that's the thing. That's the
I
reason.
couldn't care less
but
about
that's
that
the reason
stuff,
why they're a good couple is because you don't hear about them.
Okay, good. We're not hearing about that.
Hollywood couples stay together the less they are in the media together.
There you go. Okay, that's a good rule of thumb. So, and in a minute we're going to talk about
got J-Lo over here collecting engagement rings like Thanos.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk
I'm
about
going to get in trouble for that one.
Sandman Season 2, and we're going to go spoiler heavy on that. I just want to say one thing, because this doesn't happen very often. Now, the Chicago Cubs, I should say Major League Baseball, lost a legend. Ryne Sandberg passed away after he lost his battle to cancer, but once in a while, somebody comes along, and they're just genuinely good people.
Yeah.
He was a good dude. All told, he had a great career. He was a legendary second baseman for the Chicago Cubs, had a lot of dignity and class, and did a lot of nice things off the field. And he's just an all-around good dude, and he will be missed. But it's just, I felt like we have to mention him.
Absolutely.
He's a true Cubs legend, and just a good guy. So, but
I just to give a little glimpse behind. Joe is a giant Cubs fan. If you haven't been listening to the show for more than 15 minutes, and I actually felt the need to check on him when the announcement came out.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to. I don't. I can handle stuff like that, but you gotta respect somebody that had that level of success and is that public basically his whole life and kept it classy and kept it good and just did a lot of good for people. So that's cool. So Ryne Sandberg, you will be missed. So, but okay, here we go. Now we are giving you spoiler warnings. Sandman Season 2 is wrapped, including the bonus episode that we got.
Yes.
Brandon,
What was that 13-minute featurette? Was that just essentially like, all right, let's recap everybody what happened?
I watched about 8 minutes of that. It's just behind the scenes. It's like bonus footage from a...
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was just curious whether or not it was like plot critical to watch it.
No, not even remotely.
No, but so what... Let's round table. What do we got here?
Are we're gonna round table? Okay.
I don't know. I mean, we all probably have our own opinions.
The king is dead. Long live the king. There you go.
Very much so.
That was the name of the story.
I'll be honest. I only have really one complaint out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's the fact that when Daniel, takes over the slot, his hair didn't go stark white.
Because in the comics, he's all white.
Yeah, it's like, they gave him the full-on white gear with the robes and everything, and and I think that the actor who portrays him, who is also the guy from Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire series, he plays Louis. I think he did a phenomenal job because you genuinely felt that he was all knowledgeable, but didn't know anything. It was like he was able to give you both.
Right.
I am an infant and I am dream of the endless.
It's kind of like with that thing with Vision. He's like, well, I was born yesterday.
Right.
But he's still classy.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked Daniel. I mean, because that's not an easy thing. I mean, Tom Sturridge, right?
Tom Sturridge, yes.
He portrays
he
Morpheus.
Really did a great job, man.
All through the whole series, he embodied that character so well, and you don't get to see that a lot,
Where you look and act like somebody.
Right. Like you usually got one or the other.
Right. Yeah, he looked just like him, but he portrayed him, and he's funny because Dream is sort of he's royalty. He's also sort of an artist, you could say. He's also sort of he's sort of a street level guy. He's actually fights. He'll put his money where his mouth is. So I mean, he wears a lot of hats. So it's I don't know.
It's like
he's a unique character.
He's one of those characters that is both arrogant and humble at the same time. And again, that's something about the Endless and that they're genuinely, every one of them, a portrait of duality.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, and of course that theme plays in the final episode of the series, not the special bonus Death, the High Cost of Living episode, but in what was it? Of Graceful Endings, right. I think's the name of it.
Yeah.
When you get the funeral, which destruction comes and he's with Daniel and he explains that despair is about hope and delirium is about life. It's just he goes through and he does every one of them, and how each one of them actually, even though they are the embodiment of this character, they symbolize the exact opposite.
Yeah. And this, Sandman really, I don't know. There's a million ways these stories shouldn't even work. They should, and yet it does. I don't know, and I don't know what that's attributed to or something. But we're going to continue to unpack it when we come back here on Geek Tank Radio.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. I'd like to see you try getting on an escalator wearing a Godzilla costume. The Geek Patrol is back.
And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson with Thor's.
No.
I'm Joe Thorderson, who hasn't had my morning Diet Coke yet. Here with my buddies Brandon Olmstead and Alan Kilbreth and our pal Max over there behind the glass. I really do need a little.
I mean, hey, sometimes you need that little pick-me-up, and if you don't get it, you're just off the whole day.
And by the way, if you are wearing a Godzilla costume to the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention taking place Saturday, November 1st, you don't have to worry about the escalator because they took it out because the thing was always breaking.
Right, it's true.
Everything else, though, about the Memphis Hilton is brand, it's renovated, it's beautiful, it's comfortable, it's big, and the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention is going to be really good this year. I'm
absolutely
so excited about it. So get your tickets at memphiscfc.com. We do have a handful of vendor booths left. We're discounting it since we're just doing one big jamboree day on November 1st, so it's $200. That is, trust me, folks, you don't get a vendor booth for $200 at any place else. And
I just want to give anybody out there who is vending or an artist who's got a table out there, Joe nixed my idea of making you work from 8 a.m. until midnight. He said that, no, that's just rude.
Yeah, we're not doing that, but it's going to be a good day. But Brandon, can we mention real quick about your wife's idea?
Oh, absolutely,
because I think this is great.
So
it is Halloween weekend.
So it's Halloween weekend, and my wife is she's huge into decorating for Halloween and everything. But she had this amazing idea, which we're still workshopping the name right now. She wants to call it Hide and Go Treat. Because we're going to hide, buckets around the convention where you will be able to get candy or buttons or little Halloween-themed, tchotchkes and MCFC stickers and just pretty much anything we can fill up these buckets with. And we're going to say, hey, since we're heavy on cosplay, let your kids go ahead and come on out, bring their buckets, bring their costumes, and let them go trick or treat through the entire convention. We are going to be encouraging our artists and our vendors to have candy bowls. We don't know who's going to take part, but we'd love to have everybody taking part. And, hey, just let's keep that Halloween feel going.
Yeah, 2 days of trick or treating. Your kids are going to love it, and I think the vendors are going to get into it because let's face it, that's booth bait.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Having a reason to come up to the vendor booth.
And see here, and since we're mentioning that, we might as well mention how we're going to close out the night.
Yeah,
we have partnered up with Memphis Zombies to bring you the MCFZ Halloween after party. That'll be starting at 9 p.m. and going until midnight.
In the beautiful and spacious ballroom that at the Hilton really is perfect. We love that venue. It's going to be, we're doing, twice as much programming. It's big. It's going to be much bigger than last year.
We've got our board game libraries. We're going to have our Lego lounge back. It's not going to be hidden behind the doors of the vendor room. It'll be available the entire week, or I guess not a day. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've got video gaming. We're going to have workshops. We're going to have, we got some town hall meetings. We are bringing back our decompression lounge for people when they get overstimulated. But we're going to have so much room for vendors and a 400-seated performance area in the ballroom.
Right, and we'll be talking about those coming up. We have performances. We have a lot going on. Everything's going to be bigger and better, and we're in a place full of nostalgia. And the Hilton is a great venue. It's our favorite venue.
It really
ever,
is.
So.
We've been to a lot of places. There's a lot of places we like. There's a few places that we are a little leery on, but the Hilton has always been good to us, and we just love it there. I mean.
Yeah, check it out. So go to memphiscfc.com. You can get your tickets. There's a handful of vendor booths left, so you better get them now before they're sold out. And follow us on Facebook at the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention. So, all right. Well, we needed to mention that because there was development. Oh, and a big shout out to Monster Energy Drinks who are sponsoring us this year and are going to be. You're not gonna have to worry about staying awake.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
They're giving out free beverages and swag. They have a fun booth.
We used to partner back before COVID, and then of course things kind of fell off for a little while, and it's so great to have them back.
Yeah, we love Monster. So, and they're sponsoring the zombie after party, and it's nice to give the Memphis Zombies another home because for a while they were doing their zombie march, and that. I guess that got cost prohibitive.
Well, the zombie
downtown.
march. Downtown got a little. It got a little bougie. I'm going to say, but they
didn't want the zombies
right,
there.
And of course, then they found a home at Black Lodge, and unfortunately, Black Lodge is gone now. So we love having Dwayne and Zach and all them partnered up with us, and we're hoping it's going to be an amazing event.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So so one more time, memphiscfc.com. All right. Well, you guys, we were talking about Sandman season 2. I just want to say something because I'm always interested in how is something going to age?
Right.
Well, I mean, the comics, I can reread them and I still get something out of them. And those comics are pushing. They're not quite 40 years old, but they're well over 35 years old. Well,
let's just say that they're doing better than their creator.
Well, unfortunately, but here's the thing, you guys. So. Basically, the way this happens is when the episodes come out, I binge watch them all myself. I'll stay up late and I watch every episode.
Now, but so you know, late for Joe is 11.
Yeah, but then my wife wants to watch some.
Right.
And she has a different watch schedule than my son, and my son wants to watch them. So I wind up watching every episode at least 3 times.
Right.
And I have to say, the rewatchability factor is really good on this show. I do not get bored. I'm not and in fact, I always pick up something new every time I watch it.
Yeah. So now that now that Netflix is wrapped and you've got, at the bottom of your thing for the Sandman collection, you've got 2 seasons of Sandman and 1 season of the Dead Boy Detectives. Are you prepared?
I don't know what that is.
Have you not? Okay,
No.
So the Dead Boy Detectives is actually a comic series that's spun out of the Sandman comics. And they have done a full season of that. It's only 1 season. It's a really fun, watch, and I recommend binging all of it together.
Oh, now that's interesting. But I mean, they got some big shoes to fill. I have to say, I think Sandman season 2 I preferred slightly more than season 1, only because it featured the Endless a lot more. The season 1 had a lot more side characters. But this one was really all about the Endless for most of the time.
I also like the fact that almost every single one of the side characters shows up in one form or another at the end.
Yeah, and the Corinthian, too. That was great. So, all right, well, there's a lot more to talk about when we come back here on Geek Tank Radio.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. The Geek Patrol is back.
Please, you give me too little credit.
And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmstead and Allan Gilbreth and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. And I guess off the air, I don't know if we've decided, we said we're going to have a spoiler-heavy discussion, and we really thought, if you haven't seen Sandman season 1 or 2, I don't really want to ruin it for anybody. So although Brandon ruined the end, he basically talked about, never mind. We won't mention it, but...
I said that everybody kind of that you've seen through the series shows up at the end.
Well, reading Sandman since the beginning, and the question immediately within a few years of this coming out was, are they ever going to make this a movie, or are they going to, to me, I always thought the most logical one would be a real stylized animated series, but they did it live action, and it's taken years because they've tried for, I guess Joseph Gordon-Levitt tried to bring it to life. He was a big fan. There's been several attempts. I mean, I'd have to, this isn't a perfect adaptation. It was pretty darn good. I mean, don't you think? It works on a lot of levels, but I don't know, maybe it speaks more to just good storytelling principles or something. I don't know. What do you think?
I think you had to have a showrunner and a crew and cast that had passion for this in order to do it right.
Oh, yeah.
Too often, you get these things that are adapted from, a well-loved source material, and you end up with folks who are just in it for the paycheck. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, man, I'd love to do a blah, 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 because people loved that series, so, let's do this. But they think about it from the monetary point of view, and I think that what you needed in order for Sandman to work in this medium is you needed people who were passionate about the project. I mean, it doesn't hurt that Netflix basically, will go into, like pauper's debt in order to make a good series, and then they will cancel it, and then they will cancel it before you like it.
I was about to say, because I thought it was a struggle to even get season 2 made, right?
No. It wasn't a struggle to get season 2. They had already planned it. They wanted to make sure that the reception for season 1 was worth going into production on 2. Once they saw how many people were viewing it at any given time, they decided, this is something we would like to go forward with, but they were never going to do more than the 2 seasons. And then, of course, with all the, the allegations against gaming coming out, it kind of put an end to some of the other stuff they were doing, because Netflix had, they had started the Dead Boy Detectives, and of course, it got cut short. It got canceled about the same time that we found out about the allegations. Either them or Amazon One was going to do the Graveyard Book, which is a children's book. It's not really a children's book.
Don't let your kid. It's creepy. Man.
I know. No, it's good. It's an all ages book though. And then, of course, Good Omens, which was only ever going to be 1 season, had been so popular that they did a second and were going to do a third. And then all this came out, and they canceled the 3rd season and turned it into a 90-minute movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So,
okay. Yeah.
It had found its audience with the mainstream, something that the rest of us had known for years was an amazing story. And, going forward, I don't know if we'll ever see any of this stuff done again, but I can totally rewatch Sandman over and over and over again.
I wish they would do some individual one-off. Like I said, I would like to see what could be done with animation, but it has to be the right kind. I'll tell you this: I wouldn't let DC get near this animation. Their animation style these days is awful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, DC. I'm not liking it, but yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk briefly about the holy trinity of any type of entertainment product, and that is going to be time versus quality versus money.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Because if you ask any executive out there which is more important, they're all going to tell you they're equally important. Well, except for Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And they're all lying through their teeth because only one wins.
And it's always the money, right?
Well, not always, because it's not always about the money. You can go back through time, and there are a lot of very inexpensive productions. And I'm thinking about a lot of BBC stuff, a lot of PBS stuff, a lot of murder mysteries. I'll pick on Sir Derek Jacobi's CAD file.
Nobody listening to our show knows what that is.
I know, but that's why I threw it out there. Of very inexpensive. It was a period piece. Everybody's running around in costume, and it's a monk who solves mysteries without any tech.
Oh, okay.
And
wasn't there the Brother or somebody books? That
yes.
I used to read?
There are a number of these things that do not have to be expensive.
Right.
But they've got to have enough quality of production. And as Brandon says, there's also a certain level of passion that has to go into this.
Yeah.
You've got to have a character who really wants to have fun with this character. And I think, notably in this one, I'm going to call out Patton Oswalt and Mark Hamill.
Yeah, you like those guys, don't you? So.
Well, all right, these
Merv
guys
didn't have much to say.
Come on, but Merv didn't have much to say, but let's face it, you're gonna remember Merv.
The thing, I agree with Allan too, because one of my favorite characters of the show was Matthew.
Yeah,
I just really like his loyalty towards Dream.
Matthew's an amazing character,
and he's a plot driver.
He's in the is he the R2D2 of this series, or is
I'd say so.
Yeah, I mean that nails it pretty good.
He represents Dream's very first step towards change and growth, because he was like, "Oh, no more after Jezime," and then he's like the new replacement for Jezime.
So he's his conscience.
Yeah. I also loved that. I mean, and it's a perfect arc because neither Dream nor Matthew really wanted to be involved with the other one when they first met, and you see that they become inseparable.
Yeah. Do you think? Okay. In fairness, though, when I was reading the comics, I guess the only thing that surprised me was Patton. I was not hearing Patton Oswalt when I would think of Matthew saying things. I thought he would have a more, I don't know, haunting sort of ethereal voice than that. But I guess not. But then again, he used very plain spoken language, so I don't know why he would speak that way.
But honestly, that's one of those things that unless Patton is playing a character that is supposed to be overtly obnoxious, he really does become his character, especially if it's just his voice.
Yeah. So, and he's a big fan, and that played a role, and I'm sure that's why Mark Hamill got the role too. So, all right, well, we'll have some more to say when we come back here on Geek Tank Radio.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. The Geek Patrol is back.
We better not risk another frontal assault. That rabbit's dynamite.
And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Allan Gilbreth and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. And we're talking sort of loosely about a lot of things. Just a reminder real quick, though, I don't want to miss another shameless plug. There's a lot happening at the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention this year. It's going to be November 1st. We're doing a huge blowout jamboree day. It's going to have a lot going on. Too much to recap here, but and we're at our favorite venue of all time, the beautiful, spacious, and comfortable Memphis Hilton. So get your tickets at memphiscfc.com. And if you're a vendor and you want a booth, you better hurry because they're almost gone. And we're discounting the booths to $200 because we're giving you a little break this year because it's a one-day event. So, all right. Hey, you guys, so we were talking about Sandman season 2. Right. It's interesting because we're immersed in this stuff. We're well versed in the material, but it's interesting watching my wife's reaction to this because she doesn't know anything about this. She doesn't know the source material. And one thing she said she's really enjoyed about the series is she's like, you don't know when you're going to, she's like, all of a sudden you're 1700 BC in ancient Greece, or you could be in ancient Africa, or you could be whatever. You could be in outer space. It doesn't. She said it really like makes you like it expands your brain, or I don't know. She said it's an experience where you don't know what you're getting next, and yet it seems grounded. The characters, like, you understand the universe, you understand the world, and yet you don't know what you're getting next. So I don't know. There's something to be said for that. That was my experience buying Sandman comics. Did you? Well, you were a little young, Brandon.
I mean, I read them in graphic novels. I mean, basically, I sat in a comic shop one day and just, Said, all right, this is something I'm supposed to know about. Let me read this.
Now, Allan, did you...
Did the same thing with Preacher.
Did you get... I don't know. Your reading habits, I can't figure out. You said you're the only one here that bought Guardians of the Galaxy comic books back in the day.
Yeah, it's because that was like 72. Yeah.
Okay.
Allan wanted to be Vance Astro when he grew up.
Yeah.
No,
but he was already in his
Yondu.
80s.
I was closer to Yondu in the comics, to be honest.
Nobody, but what people don't seem to realize is Yondu wore a loincloth, and nobody wants to see you that way.
Well, in the 80s, it was all right. Yeah. But today, no, really. It's kind of like, that would just be a sad Monty Python-esque skit at this point.
I mean, if you guys went back and watched those Bigfoot vlogs, that was Allan.
Well,
pretty close. My takeaway from the Sandman and all of that is, will other entertainment venues learn that we'll watch a story?
There you go. We'll watch a story.
Let's not take 500 pages of material and try to ram it into a 3-part special or a 90-minute movie, or guys, relax. Take a little time. Tell your story.
Right.
Now, don't have 3 episodes worth of material and try to stretch it to 10. We've seen that.
DC Comics.
We've seen that plenty of times where you're going,
yeah.
All right, this was a 22-minute episode. We're an hour into it. We could have been done in 22.
Exactly. Oh, that's my pet peeve.
All right, guys,
when you stretch out 15 issues when it should have been a 3-issue
If we're telling the story, let's tell the story.
Yeah.
Rounded, bright, and finished. Let's get it done. I'm looking at Brandon when I go, and there are stories that when they does hit the media, you look at and go, well, it's like looking at a Tolkien book or something and going, you left the best part out. You could have had a whole,
There's no such thing as the best part of a Tolkien book.
Well, there was when the Hots were being eaten by mosquitoes. But
he's a linguist who thought he could build a world. He can describe a cloud beautifully.
He did.
Why do you? Never mind.
He did 3 or 4 pages.
And Cliff, I don't endorse what Brandon just said. So all my SCA friends. So.
Most SCA people will agree with you.
Most SCA people
will agree with me. Yeah.
Of SCA people, it's called soap.
Yeah.
It's been invented.
Now see, I don't endorse that because you guys, you got to keep your armor natural smelling. It keeps the enemies away. I get you.
No. So, all right, we're watching cute little stuff like Minuscule.
Right.
Which
can literally
they got the story done in 2 minutes.
Well, they get the story done in 2 minutes, but they can literally spend 45 minutes doing absolutely nothing, but you're enthralled still.
Absolutely watching it. I'm going to pick on Troll for a second.
Don't.
Not an amazing, is there anything outstanding about this kaiju movie made in Norway?
Yes.
It's low budget, but you know what? It's kind of fun.
It's so much fun.
It's so much fun.
Now,
Is it much?
Is it a cinematic masterpiece? Absolutely not. I have seen more production quality in a commercial for Lumi body spray than I have seen in Troll. But you know which one I'll watch 100 times over?
Troll.
There you go.
All right. Chemistry and story. Hollywood, are you listening? People making movies, are you listening? A, stop preaching. B, tell your story.
There you go. Hey, you know what else? You just reminded me, though, of one thing, and I learned this from Jimmy Stewart, because he said his approach to certain roles was he tried to create moments. Like, in his mind, he wanted certain things to be moments, like in It's a Wonderful Life. This show is full of moments.
It is.
It's full of, I still love that Orpheus song. I've listened to it 1,000 times, and there's all sorts of great moments in this show.
See, the one thing I'm worried about is because there is a certain level of intellectual who enjoys the Sandman comics. Mm-hmm. And I'm worried that we're going to get people who are along the lines of the Snyder Bros who want to make this show their entire identity.
No.
And it's like, please, guys, don't. Just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, and I wonder how many new fans they made. And I'm always curious about, like, what are Sandman sales going to be like for the graphic novel? Or is this going to open up a whole new generation?
Also, how many people realize that Lucifer Morningstar, played by Gwendolyn Christie, is the exact same character that Tom Ellis plays in the TV show Lucifer? Mm-hmm. When Lucifer leaves hell, the next point you would see Lucifer is driving down Sunset Strip in the first pilot episode of Lucifer.
Oh, that's right. There's a lot of interconnected stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And when you read the Sandman comics, there's even DC characters that show up, like
Also-
Martian Manhunter,
also-
and people like that.
You mean like, or Marvel, like
Where
Loki?
where you have met Lady Joanna Constantine, the ancestor, the descendant, while they did a female Joanna Constantine in the,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be John.
That's what whatever. Anyway, pretty interesting stuff, but we got to get out of here. So until next week, we are the Geek Patrol, and I am Joe Thorderson.
I'm Alan Gilbreth.
I'm Maximilian.
And I am Brandon Olmsted. Wondering, did Joe remind you that MCFC is at the Hilton this year?
Yeah.